Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So you have a connection with God. Okay. You
Mhm.
have a connection to your spirit. Your spirit and God has to have that connection. I
Okay.
can't keep telling you the word for word things to say that are custom to you. So
Okay.
how would you communicate to God from your soul to God how you need to develop relationships? How would you say, how would you command that you promise yourself that you're going to do it? How, if you're going to go in front of
So
church,
you want
if
me
you're
to
going to
come
go
up
in
with
front of
Mhm.
church and you're going to
Mhm.
speak in front of everybody in front of church and make a promise, how would you speak that truth? That's how you have to speak the truth. You have to write it down. So what's number 4? How would you say it?
That my intention is to create more relationships
Now,
and
create more is not important. Create powerful, meaningful
okay.
importance, right?
Okay.
Don't write it down if it's coming from me. Write it down if you resonate with that, if it's important to you.
It resonates with me.
So why aren't these words coming out of your own self?
They're not coming out of my own self.
Why not?
I think it's because I'm thinking about more than
Right. So just create meaning behind why it has lost and how you can bring it back. And it's like a desire to God. If you desire bread and cake and chocolate and all that shit, you're gonna think about it. Oh,
Mhm.
I just want that chocolate and it has to have the fudge and it has to have the right taste. You know your cravings.
Yeah.
So the way you think about your food,
Mhm.
nobody has to teach you how to think about food,
Yeah.
right? You create your own body. You created your body. You created your own fat to be overweight. Nobody created that. You created that by thinking how much I want to eat the salt and it has to taste like this. Oh, and then you go and buy it or you cook it. So if you can do that, why aren't you creating another vision to God? You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
So I'm only doing this to you on purpose, not
Mm.
to call you out in a shameful way, but just to give you an analogy to teach you because you're a smart woman. What's your background? Nigerian?
Kenya.
Huh?
Kenyan.
Kenyan. Sorry, Kenyan. So you know, as a Kenyan, your background, the way you speak, the way you want things, right? You know, right? So this is why I'm talking to you in the way you will understand yourself. If we are so capable of thinking of all these needs and wants, why aren't we capable of thinking of our needs and wants that are a true desire to our higher self, right? So only you can be creative. You are your own conscious creator. If I keep giving you things, I can easily manipulate you. I can manipulate you to do something that's probably not your connection to God. It's your connection to God. So I'm teaching you for you, not for me. So I need to give you ideas so then you can create them more better, right? So that's the kind of teacher I am. I'm
Yeah.
not the kind of teacher that's going to tell you every word, because it's not coming from your God, from your source. So when it comes to your health, relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to your anxiety or your emotions, it's your innate ability, your power.
Okay. I think I'm gonna add another one. So there will
Yes.
be 5 now. And it's about my marriage and
Beautiful.
I'm gonna
5
tell you
perfect
what
ones.
is.
Beautiful. So this 5 that you are going to create, now you have to make a compelling sentence. Now,
Okay.
the first one, what's the first one?
To control my emotions, to be able
Okay.
to get
Now make
control of
that
my.
into a compelling sentence. Make that into a compelling sentence. Go ahead. And then tell me what the sentence is when you're done. Make it into a sentence.
Um, God, I set an intention
And
to.
as you say it, write it down nicely, beautifully.
Okay.
So,
Let
God,
me put-
I'm setting an intention for what?
Mhm. For being able to uh, get
Not,
control of my
don't use
emotions.
words like be able to. Say like a power. Say like I'm setting intentions. God, I'm setting this intention. And what's the intention? What's the topic?
Get control of my emotions.
Oh, so we're talking about your emotions, and number one is emotions.
Yeah.
To I'm setting an intention, God, for me to have the ability and the strength,
Mm-hmm.
right? Use those words. Don't use like more, because what is more,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
What the heck is more mean? So you say the power and the strength to detach from
Mm-hmm.
my past emotions to make me understand that I am the awareness and I am in control, right? Is that a more powerful statement?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So when you listen to your pastor, does he speak like vague or does he use powerful statements?
Mm-hmm. He used powerful statements.
Right? Everyone is different. Maybe he can be better. It doesn't matter. But what you need to do is you need to now come one with God. Don't depend
Okay.
on your pastor. Don't have to depend on church. You got to leave your pastor and church out of God. That is separate. You are God. You are a direct descendant from God, not your pastor. Through not your pastor is the middleman. The church is the middleman. You get the middleman out of the way, and you have a direct connection. You know what I mean? And now it
Yeah.
becomes more powerful when you go to church because you already are connected. Now you're just
Yeah.
using that as the opportunity, right? Okay, so number one, you understand how to make a compelling sentence?
Yeah.
Are you finished writing it down?
Yeah. I wrote that down.
Okay, now number two, what is the topic of number two?
Number two was I intend to gradually cut off medications.
Make that into a powerful, compelling sentence. Go ahead.
God, I intend to gradually come off my
And I'm
psychiatric.
asking you for the power and the strength to guide me and allow me to come off of it. You got to make it powerful that you feel goosebumps.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you don't feel anything saying these words, this is what you sound like. Listen to what you sound like. This is this is what you sound like, Milka. You sound like, God, help me. You sound like then God is gonna say to you, Milka, help me, please help me, because you don't sound powerful. You sound weak. Then God is only gonna give you the same energy back. If you don't become one with God, if you don't speak power, then God, how do you expect God to believe in you?
Mm,
If you don't believe in yourself, why should God believe in you? It's not the other way around that you have to believe in God first. No, you have
yeah.
to believe in you. God doesn't want you to believe in God. God wants you to believe in you.
Okay.
You don't have to believe in God. There's an absence of doubt if you believe in God. You don't have to believe you have a mother or a father. You know you have a mother and father. You don't have to believe it. So why the heck do you have to believe in God? You know God. God knows you. So you have to believe in you. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So make your sentence more powerful. Come on, write it down. Number 2.
Number 2.
Finish it. Write it. Make it powerful.
Yeah, I already made it powerful. I said
Okay,
I
say it to
intend
me then.
gradually. I said I intend to gradually come off medications, and I'm praying that God will.
Change it. Fix it. Don't pray for God, because that is that is like you're a prey, you're a victim. All these Christians that go to church and all Catholics, you guys are victims. You guys are all victims because you pray to God. It's like you are the prey. Like, what is a prey? Is like a gazelle and a lion. Are you the prey?
No,
Then why are you praying like that?
I think I need time to
We got time, don't worry. But I
I
need
need
to.
time to change. It's
No,
so
you don't
much
need
in
time.
me.
You know what you just said is the wrong manifestation. You have to say, I'm changing. You
Yeah, I'm
don't say, you
changing.
don't say to God, oh, I need time. Because everything that comes after the word I, you are manifesting, you're creating. So you have to say, you know what I mean? You understand the mistake you made?
Mhm.
You have to change the way you speak. The I that comes, I am that, I am,
Mhm.
has to be more powerful. You cannot ever speak, and I don't go to church. I'm not a pastor. I never get a teaching from a church. How come I know more than someone who is a Christian? How? How is that possible? Because I research and study outside of church, because church keeps you confined. You now have to break free and come into the power of God. When you say these words, you have to say it so powerfully. How do you talk to God? Do you say, God, my next one, I intend for, or are you gonna say, I intend for, I intend for? Are you gonna speak to God like that, or are you gonna say, um, I intend, and I hope you hear my prayers? Are you gonna talk like that, or are you gonna say, I intend, I know, I am?
Mhm.
Right? Are you gonna show God that you are the child of God, or are you gonna show God that you're just a victim? Are you a child of God?
Yes, I am.
Then if you are a child of God, how do you talk to your father? You talk you believe he created you, right? When you talk to your father, when you talk to God, you don't talk like a child. You talk to God like, I am here, I know that I am, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have to show your father that you're worthy. You're not worthy if you're begging and praying. You show you're worthy that you take action. You create. You're a conscious creator. You take a direction in your life and you go for it. Then God's gonna bless you, bless you, bless you. Gonna shower all the blessings on you, right? Yeah. You know the it's okay. I'm not talking bad. I'm talking great for God, right? I'm talking good for God, because the message should be that you are God, you are source. God wants you to know that I am that I am. You when Moses saw the burning bush, when Jesus spoke to man, what did they say? That didn't you want me to speak that I am God, we are God? So what is the contradiction, right? There's no contradiction. Now you have to live one with God. You know what I mean? If we're preaching that in church, then why do we come home and feel unworthy? Why do we feel separate from God? Why do we have to wait for Sunday? Why do we have to wait for money to come? Why do we have to wait for our relationship to get better? If you have a relationship with God, that's the number one relationship before your own marriage. Then your relationship will prosper.
Okay.
Right? When you have your relationship first, number one, with yourself, then everything is going to happen. It's going to come. It's going to flow to you. Right? It's going to come. So number one, number two, number three, number four, and five need to, when you pray, it needs to be like that kind of prayer. Before, while you're closing your eyes, when you're listening to the hypnosis, you have to say it with meaning, with oomph, with the power, and then God will get the signal. Then the signal will go right to God, and then when you get it back, then God will give you the compelling and the dwelling. Then you're gonna wake up, you're gonna be like, wow, I feel God. Wow, I feel like energy. I feel like I'm gonna vacuum the house. I'm gonna do whew, wow, I feel God. That is the compelling and dwelling. If you don't understand this teaching that I'm teaching you, you won't understand the power of God.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to write down yeah, make sure you do this meaningful thing, because it is the importance that I extrapolated from all the teachers and gurus around the world, from all the interventions, from all the webinars and seminars, and all the thousands of information I've downloaded in my mind to put it together for you. I put it together for you so you don't have to take like an idea here, an idea there, and then wonder why nothing is working. I've put it together for you. So it starts from the morning, but actually before bed. This is before bed in your subconscious mind. So then your subconscious mind can be your servant. Right now, it's not your servant. You are your subconscious mind's servant. Your subconscious mind is working you to the grave. So our subconscious mind is malleable. It can form. Our brain is a hardware, is like a computer. If we don't download new software, if we don't upgrade us, then how the hell do you expect it to work? Right? So if you want it to work for you, you have to download it. You have to program it. You have to update it. Right?
Yeah.
And it starts what I'm telling you to do right now. I'm not going to make you jump. The only way you can quantum jump is by doing the work like this first. Then your life will transform years in advance. And then you're going to talk one day in church and you're going to blow the crowd away. And they're going to want you to be the pastor, because you're going to change. Do you see that vision? I want you to see that vision of you, your future self. That is who you can be. That is you. If you can see that, everything that was created on this earth, in this realm, was created and conceived by imagination. So if you can conceive it and see it in your mind before it became a reality, that's the only way anything was created. God, we are God's imagination. Right?
Yeah.
So you harness the ability of imagination. So what does that tell you? You are God. Okay, so all you have to do, the reason why you're procrastinating, not getting work done, because you don't have a foundation and a habitual ritual. So why are we getting this habitual ritual down is for you to have a system and a flow and a direction. So you don't have to worry about command and demand and compelling and dwelling. Then you're so connected that you're going to get so many messages from God. God is just going to, you're ready to receive. Right now, you're not ready to receive. That's why you feel like, I missed this, and then I didn't do this, and it's because your subconscious mind is separate from God. Your subconscious mind is not serving you to be a servant of God. So we have to program it first. Okay, and let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just start here, because this is what's going to reprogram you. Is when you wake up in the morning, you're going to feel different. You're going to be like proud of yourself that I did the intentions, the directions, the command and demand, and the compelling and dwelling, and I wake up with this, and then I play. Now you have to listen to an affirmations for 15 to 20 minutes in the morning. And I'm going to send that to you as well right now. But I need you to take this like it's homework. This is your class. This, you don't leave class and without studying and doing your work. This has to be your life plan. You have to have a life plan. You have to create like the pages and the chapters, so you know what is the next chapter. What's chapter 7? But you don't get to chapter 7 before writing chapter 1. You know what I mean? Then if you do chapter 1, then you already know you're going towards the 20th chapter, and you can see your destiny. Then you become the writer of your destiny. Right? That's what we are doing, right? So that's why we got to relax, take it slow. So get this down first. Don't worry, don't stress about nothing. There's nothing that stress is going to resolve. The day that stress resolves a problem is the day you should start stressing. So if you think about that, stress has not resolved any of your problems, anything in your life. So you're just doing nothing. You don't have to stress. Now you take your power back and you say, oh, I just let this shit go, detach from that emotion. I'm the awareness, I'm power of God, I'm working for God, going towards source plan. And all these worries now don't serve me. I let it go. And I'm just going to do one by one what I have to do, so I can look in the mirror and smile at myself for once and say, good job, woman. I love you. Good girl. You know, my child, I love you. You don't have to worry to go to church to feel the love. And then you go, Monday comes, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you don't feel so good. Then you go to church, you think you're getting a blessing, then it goes away. You know how you're going to feel church and God and your pastor in your heart every day? Is when you serve yourself outside of church. You have to be a servant to yourself. If you put yourself last and your husband first, your hair first, your lipstick first, your makeup first, your eyes, your children first, then you're not having a purpose in life. You're not fulfilled. You're half fulfilled. If your only goal here on earth is to take care of your children and be a servant as a wife, then you're not doing that great. You can do it all. You can be all of that, right? All of it is better, right? Do it all. You can be the best mother, the best wife, the best servant to God, and the best servant to yourself. You can take care of all your health stuff to get rid of the pharmaceuticals, and now you're living for something better, bigger, right? So start with this, okay? This is your homework. This is your exercise. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You're going to listen to my video again to really lock it down, and then you're going to listen to the hypnosis right away, and then you can even leave your eyes open, you read it and you say it. Every prayer, every sentence is a command, right? It's a different way to pray, and you pray and you say it with power, and then you say number 2 with power, and 3, 4, 5. Okay, you understand that? Because that's the first step. I give me permission to go to the second step if you really understand this teaching.
I understand it.
Okay, now, so number 2, you set the direction. The direction is going to straight to source. And then you're commanding and demanding it as if you're talking to your father that you haven't talked to in a long time, and you're reminding him whose child you are. Like that. Like you haven't seen your father in 30 years and you have neglected your father, and now maybe you feel the neglect is there, but now you're no more. You're speaking, I'm your child. You hear me? You see me? I'm here. Now you pay attention to me. I'm here. That's what I'm telling you to do, but not in a bad way. Do it like those women or those men see their mom or dad. It's love. It's all love, right? It's not like, where were you? It's not like that. It's like you're proving yourself. Okay, so talk to God like that, and with a command and a demand, but with love, blessing. I command, I demand this, I know it. It's a different type of energy. Okay. And then when you receive, you're going to be receiving a signal back after the command and demand. You will know if you received it. Okay. Don't you know, if you speak to your husband a certain way, you know if he got it, you know he understood it? Yeah. So you just have a signal. He doesn't have to nod his head, he doesn't have to verbally tell you anything. You just felt it, right? That's called receiving from God. That means you don't have to go back in the magazine. You don't have to go back on Amazon and check and order it again. You know it's coming to you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so you don't question God, right? I question Amazon, it's different. I question all these other people. But when it comes to source, you don't have to keep saying, maybe every third day, fourth day, you just send your reminder that you're certain, that's okay. But you don't have to beg and pray and hope again. You just have to send the reminder that you remember, I'm living like this. It's coming, right? It's coming. And you got the signal. And then you're going to get synchronicities. You're going to get like angel numbers. You're going to see like maybe something in life. No. What are you writing down? This is something that's natural. You don't write it down. You don't have to write that down. That is an innate ability. You don't have to ever write down synchronicity. I'm not telling you to write down to go looking for it. God is going to provide synchronicities for you. You're going to notice your own synchronicities. What is it going to be? I don't know. It might be the lights might flicker. It might be the time on the clock. It might be on your phone every time you notice a certain time. It might be a certain time you wake up in the morning. It might be you get a compelling and a dwelling of information coming into your heart. That is from God. You can't write that down. You understand?
But that is something that I should expect.
No, that is something that you should just receive and know. It's going to happen. You don't expect it. Do you have to expect your father and mother to love you? Or should they just love you? Maybe different circumstances are different. Say your children, or God. God should, you don't have to expect God to love you. God just loves you, right? Your children just love you. You don't have to teach your children that you have to believe I love you. You don't have to convince your children you love them. Everything you do, you don't even have to like your children. They should just know that you're the mother, right? That's love, natural love, right? Even if you give them a slap, they know that that's my mom. She's invested so much that I can take that one slap. It's okay. What I'm trying to tell you is you don't have to expect, let go of expectation and live in knowing.
Okay.
Okay, just trust and
Mm,
know. So
okay.
synchronicities, that last step that I'm describing to you, the reason why I stopped you from writing it down is because that's what you're going to notice. You don't have to write down, oh, okay, so now I'm going to notice it. Oh, so it doesn't come, I have to tell Malcolm, I didn't notice anything. No, you have to believe in yourself and trust the work you're going to do, the outcome of it is going to be natural. Don't you think if you are already fasting, you're eating healthy, you don't have to expect to lose weight. You know your lifestyle, the outcome of it is going to be beautiful, right? So it's because you're not doing the work. If you're doing the work, do you have to expect or you just know and you trust?
You just know.
Exactly. So that's what's going to happen, okay? And then that is intention, direction, command and demand, compel and dwell comes to you. Now, do you understand this this lesson?
Mhm.
Okay, then reiterate it for me then.
You set an intention.
Mhm.
You
And what is it, an intention? So if you were to teach me or teach your children or teach your husband or teach somebody, your best friend that you're going to make, um, how would you teach them? What is the steps?
I'll tell them to set an intention, and that is what is they're expecting in their life. What is it that they want from life? That's what they're setting an expectation.
Okay.
They're
Intention.
setting intention.
Right.
And after that, they will command and send
Demand.
it to command and demand and send it to God. And then
But
they
how?
will.
But how? Because if you just teach somebody, like pretend I'm a new student and I just say, okay, I got it. Do you think I got it? No, because I might do it wrong. How do I command and demand?
You command and demand with power.
Right. And how do you intend? With meaning, with depth, with love, with affirmation, with conviction. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you can write that down. I know you want to write it down. Go ahead.
I'll listen to it again and write it down.
Okay, so um that's how you teach somebody, because somebody you teach might be like, okay, so I'm gonna still expect it or pray or worry about it. You tell them, no, you don't worry about it, you don't expect it. You have to have this type of teaching to them, you know. And the compelling and dwelling, you receive that. You have to be a good receiver, because if you're going to be a good giver, if you're going to give to God your truth and your oath and your promise, then you have to also be a good receiver with open arms, not with expectation.
So
If you,
tell me when you're compelling and dwelling, what you're doing.
I already told you, right? When you're compelling and dwelling, you're receiving, you're a receptor of what you have given God, your truth.
Okay.
You're just being an open receiver, and you're knowing that whatever you have set is intended to come, right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
And then after that, you see the synchronicities.
No, after that, I mean, as you live this way, it's inevitable. Not that you should, because if you don't, there's probably something in your life you're not doing. So if you're clearing out your mind, you're clearing out the clutter in your home, and you're clearing out your gut and the weight, the excess weight in your stomach by not eating, and you're allowing your fat stores to be used naturally without consumption. You don't have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You don't have to. If you want to lose weight, you will sacrifice. If you want to have a connection with God, you're sacrificing right now, correct?
Yes.
So if you want to lose weight, you have to sacrifice, right? So it means you don't eat. You have enough fat stores to last you several days to survive. You don't have to listen to that hunger. That hunger is a lie. It is your parasites and your gut bacteria that you have fed so much with sugar, with processed foods. Now it's programmed. It's your second brain. It's sending signals to your brain saying, feed me, I'm hungry. I need salt. I need sugar. I need crunchy. I need munchies. And then you listen to it because you're a servant of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is not programmed yet. So you have to program it to serve you. And it's going to take a few weeks to get there.
Okay.
Okay. So start from here and take everything I've said and do it. Start working on your health without me telling you to do it. Start working on your mindset without me telling you to do it. And then I will tweak it, I'll adjust it, I will create it more, I will make it better. I can help you with the areas that you are in. I have helped clients in areas that they thought they were excelling in, right? And I'm not saying that I'm not doing that for myself. I am constantly trying to do, not trying, I am constantly doing things for myself to get better without anybody, without a podcast to tell me to do it. I am always seeking. I'm not waiting to find out. I'm seeking, I'm doing it. Right? So when today goes, I'm seeing you tomorrow, but I don't want to wait till tomorrow for you to ask me and sit there and be like, what's next, Malcolm? I want you to tell me. So this is what I've done. This is what I'm doing. This is what's happening. This is how I feel today. This is how my mind, what I'm doing with my mind. I'm no longer a servant, Malcolm. I am now making my mind, my brain, my subconscious serve me. I'm doing the work because I'm God. I'm the awareness. I want you to talk to me like that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you start doing it. Okay. So I don't want to overwhelm you with more because we got to take it slow. And slow is more. Okay. You're going to get more. You don't have to chase. You don't have to rush. You don't have to worry. Even if we split the time, say we did 45 minutes, you can add 15 minutes to your next session. That's a blessing. Isn't that a blessing? It's how you look at things. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Another person might be like, oh, he took time away from me and I'm going to hold it in my emotion. So it now prevents that person to say to me the next session that, hey, may I add 15 minutes to this call? Absolutely, sure you may. That's great. That's positive outlook on life. And, instead of holding the grudge or holding the resentment, that's what people do. People do that. I didn't say nothing. It doesn't mean I'm taking anything away from you. It's the way you perceive life. When you change the way you perceive life, perception changes, right? So you're a very smart woman because you're taking what I'm saying. You're like, yeah, I needed this. I want this. This is something that I know because we're spiritual beings.
It's making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you talked about being aware that awareness, I'm not my body or my thoughts or my
Emotions, feelings.
emotions. That's what I've been doing every day. Like I
Yeah,
wake up and I remind myself that I am awareness.
I am
So
awareness.
even so even when I went to the Bible study yesterday, and sometimes, like I told you, sometimes I feel kind of uncomfortable being around people.
Yeah,
I reminded myself that, and I felt comfortable that I'm awareness, and
beautiful. Good job.
I can pull myself back and
Good job.
just observe my emotions
That's what I
and
want to hear. Now, you know what else you can do to add to that, to make that more better for you, more powerful, is every time you go to the washroom, look at yourself and affirm it and
mm,
promise and look at yourself. And even any reflection you see, this is going to prepare you for my guided intelligence mirror talk that I'll do for you. And also, even before sleep, when you wake up in the morning, when you're using the toilet, when you're showering, these are all moments in your life to reprogram your subconscious mind. The more you do it, then one time you're sitting at church, you didn't go to the washroom, you didn't have time to just keep doing these reminders. Your subconscious mind is going to be like, I love you. It's going to come and say, you're an awareness. And you are going to, that's the compelling indwelling I was telling you about. That's what God is giving you. Now, God is connected in your neurons and sending signals to your left brain and your right brain, and you have a brain and heart coherence. That's all to do with consciousness.
yeah. And something else that I don't know if you're the one who taught me that, but I know you've taught me that I am connected to God. I've
Yeah.
never left God, and I am God. I
Yeah.
am a co-creator with God.
Because when you die,
So
you go back to God.
yeah. So
And
so when I look at people, I see God in them.
yeah,
When I look at things around me, I see a spark of God in me.
that's beautiful.
So, so today I went to get my nails done,
Yeah.
and when the guy was doing my nails, I was sitting there thinking that God is serving me right now.
That's such a beautiful feeling.
Yeah,
That
so
can
I
make you
had a
cry.
yeah, I had a beautiful feeling that,
Yeah.
God is serving me right now, and everything that is around me is God. So I am
There's a
part.
lesson in this. When I teach you about raising your vibration, there's a
Mhm.
way to raise your vibration is by bringing this feeling and this thought and this emotion into your heart at random. You can practice it once a day or twice a day. You're sitting down watching a show or you're eating food. And that feeling you brought in the nail salon, use that feeling to bring it once to twice a day, because what that's going to do, it's going to set your intention higher for more, and it's going to bring your future self into the here and now, so you can quantify your experience even better. Because now when you have visions, when you have goals, when you have dreams, you raise your vibration by channeling that energy of source, what you felt, that compassion, that love, that bliss, that joy. Practice it more often, then you don't have to worry. You're just now living it. Now, other
Yeah,
people, they're not living it, so they think it's hard, but it's not hard. It becomes easy, but you have to do what you once thought perception. You thought it was hard. You thought it's a lot of work. But the more you do it now, you practice this once or twice a day, and you continue this habitual ritual for the rest of your life every day. It's not hard. It's your life. It's
yeah.
easy. Yeah.
When I did that, I felt love for everybody and for everything around me.
Now and then paint a picture of your 5 commandments that you do at nighttime into that feeling. So don't just feel the feeling. When I start teaching you about how to use your emotions
Mhm.
to manifest, this is how it starts. Use that emotion, it's a positive emotion, to channel into projections of what you want to receive in life. Also, when you're feeling low and down and emotional, and sometimes it happens, bring yourself out. But when you do think in negative ways, it's not bad. Use the emotion to be like, oh yeah, I'm the awareness. I'm going to use this negative emotion to think of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's by leveraging the
Yeah.
energy.
And I think the example that I gave you when I went to Bible study
Yeah.
yesterday and started having that feeling of uncomfortable, unable to relax, I pulled myself away from all that, and I just wanted to observe, like to be aware of this is what is going on.
And
I
how
was
many years have you not been living this way?
a lot of years.
Right? And you see how God wants us, how we just have to start doing the work, and we can quantum jump, quantify our experience fast, and
Mhm.
and we don't have to worry about how far we're going or where we're going or whatever. Don't forget how far you've come. Don't forget how far you've come, right? And just keep moving forward. It's how long it takes before you get back up when you fall down. So in church, you fell down emotionally, maybe 5 minutes max, you got back out. Now catch yourself every time in life, with your marriage, with your children, with your emotions, with your food. How long are you allowing your subconscious mind to go into the emotions, thoughts, and feelings before you snap out of them and be like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm the awareness.
Yeah.
Yes,
And even
four
yesterday,
minutes, three
yeah,
minutes, right?
I think last night, I remember you told me that we should not wait until we do a life review.
Yeah.
We can do it every day. So
Yes.
yesterday I did it. So I went throughout my day. How did it go? How did I interact with people?
Yes.
Yes. And I
Beautiful. I'm
think,
proud of you. And in 2 days, you're already actually doing the work. So you caught me by surprise because I thought, maybe she didn't, or I'm just basing it off of perception. So you see how perception can deceive us, right? So keep doing this, and I know there's going to be days where you feel low or energy is gone or you don't feel, fulfilled or happy. That's okay because it's an illusion. Remember, it was just a
yeah.
perception. It's an illusion. And that's what we have to get out of, the illusion. That's called getting out of the matrix. If you've ever heard of
Yeah.
the term matrix, or,
I
people,
have, and I have watched the movie Matrix halfway. I didn't
the
finish watching.
creator of the matrix was an African American woman, actually. She was a black woman.
The creator of that movie.
The conscious creator of the storyline, of the whole idea, the whole vision of the Terminator and the Matrix is a black woman.
Okay. Do you think we are living in the Matrix?
Absolutely, because it's an analogy of what they are depicting in the movie, right? It's just the way we see things, the way we look at things. Plus, it goes deeper into the system. It goes deeper into the, non-player characters. It goes deeper into the people who wants to hold us down in life, who wants to oppress us, kill us. There's so many ideas in the movie, but they're all ideas. It's not one conception. It's like many realities, right? And it is true.
Because today something happened this morning. Was it this morning or last night? Yesterday. It was last morning, yesterday morning. Because if I wake up and I want to fall back asleep, I play my videos that I play and I fall back asleep. So I woke up in the morning and I played the video a little bit, and I think it stopped playing. I was in a lucid dream
Oh
where
yeah.
you're awake, but you're,
Yes, I understand.
yeah. And I saw some words on the wall,
Mm,
and I could read both of them.
right.
One was Sankas, the other one I could not remember. So I said, I need to look up on these words very, very quickly, because I don't want to forget.
Good for you
But
for doing that. Remember your dreams. They have deep meaning and deep truths in them. So you woke up, you wrote it down, and
yeah, I wrote it. I Googled it, but I couldn't remember the next one. There was just I could remember the first one only, which was Sankas, Sancus. So when I looked it up, it was an ancient god,
hmm,
and I could not connect. Why did I see that? And I don't even know about ancient gods.
that's beautiful. There,
An ancient Roman god.
there's many depictions of God before our religions that we know of. There were other religions before what we think is here now. But yeah, always be researching and dive deeper into these awarenesses in your consciousness and develop your subconscious mind, because you're can you imagine how premature our subconscious mind is and where it could be and how vast and how ancient technology was so much thousands of years advanced than us, but the mankind is resetting us by taking us backwards and making us believe that electricity is new. Electricity is ancient. You know, energies are ancient, batteries are ancient, lights are ancient, ancient technology. We're just repeating the past.
Okay. But why would that? I just wondered why would that come in?
Because you're on a journey. When you're on a path, when you're starting, that's
Mhm.
your first that's your first download. That's a first idea. And the fact that you're so good at picking up on it, I'm proud
Mhm.
of you. If you start picking up on thoughts, little whispers, and you don't, even if you're emotional, you're upset at somebody, and you get a whisper, usually people just keep arguing or keep saying, okay, now I gotta go, church is done, or my hair is done, I'm gonna go eat. But while you were having a conversation or in your head, you got a whisper, but you forgot to be present. Those moments mean something. The closer
Okay.
and closer you can come to those moments and those areas, that's called mindfulness.
Okay.
Mindfulness is okay to have thoughts and feelings and whispers and all these things. But when we can master it, then we can be more powerful. Someone who doesn't master mindfulness is someone who says, my mind needs to be empty. My mind needs to be, I need to, deal with all these things first, or, they're driven by stress and stuff. They won't be able to master their mind. They have to love that part of them, their ego mind, their ego spirit, their emotions, thoughts, and feelings. You have to learn how to build a relationship with them. And when you're even in an argument, build a relationship with those emotions that's coming up with your husband, or someone's wife, or a spouse, whatever relationship. Learn to have a relationship with why you feel the way you feel with friendships. Sit in those feelings and start to extrapolate it and start to understand them better, to really understand yourself and where it comes from. And then you say, oh, my dad. Oh, yeah, maybe because of my dad. Maybe because of my mom. Maybe because I didn't see a relationship with them. Oh, I'm starting to understand myself. Maybe I should go on a TED talk or a YouTube and search how to have better relationships, or a TED talk on bad relationships, then have a TED talk on how to have good relationships. Watch the bad, watch the good. Don't avoid how to remove negative energy. Don't just go towards positive energy. Learn negative energy as well. Learn emotional stress and depression. Start to research. So take what you're doing and do learnings outside of guided intelligence. It will be good because then I can challenge you and we can work together more and keep growing. Okay.
Okay.
I have other clients that come back and be like, oh, what do you think about this? I'm doing this. And like it's not
Yeah, and I came across a guy called Bill Carson.
okay. Oh, Billy Carson, I love. And I've downloaded lots of his work and I know a lot of what he talks about at every level, subconsciously, to the matrix, to the emerald tablets, to ancient Egyptians, to all the cultures, to the religions, everything. I've consumed his content for several years and many others as well. So yeah, I love him.
I started consuming his
Content.
content, and that's what I connected with the vision that I saw today, because
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the past
Yeah.
Asian gods and all that.
Yeah.
And he has talked about that, and
Oh yeah.
I wasn't aware about that. My awareness was
Is
from
enhancing. Say my awareness is now enhancing.
it is enhancing. So
Yes.
awareness was from the Bible,
Right.
Adam and Eve,
Right.
all
Right.
those
Watch his
stories.
talks. They talk about what it means, Adam and Eve, and what Christ consciousness is, and that like how things came to be. All these ideas, but don't attach yourself to them. Expand on them. Like
Yeah,
the way the planet came to be. Just there's so much to learn. Just keep learning. Just keep growing, keep learning.
yeah.
That's good.
I'm learning, and even yesterday in the Bible study,
Yeah.
whoever was teaching Bible study left feeling like, oh, she asked me a lot of questions because I asked him a lot of questions.
What did you ask?
Oh, well, we were talking about the New Testament. Uh, we're just going through a study guide,
Right.
Bible study guide, and he was teaching about the New Testament and which are the books of the New Testament and how they are divided and all that.
Yes.
And so I asked him, after Jesus died, how many years did it take for them to write?
Apparently, there's a talk that Jesus did not die. He had children and a family afterwards. He was never crucified.
Yeah, I heard that from Bill Carson.
Yeah. So not only him, there's thousands of other people. So
Mhm.
everything's recycled. So
And,
just
and you know, and you know what is something that really baffled me is that virgin births were present on those days of Jesus. But I thought that was a very special thing that
they were
never
doing cloning.
happened.
They were doing what do you call it? Artificial inseminations.
Vitro
Yeah,
insemination, yeah.
that's those were experiments they've been doing from the beginning of time. Time and space is irrelevant. So, oh man, these topics go deeper. I wasn't prepared to talk about these things. Usually I talk to my conspiracy theorists about this stuff, and we go into aliens and the hidden agendas and the books that were taken away from the church and the writings that were taken away from the books and what's inside of the uh you know the where the pope, where's the pope, the church over there, but there's a lot. Hey,
The what is this church called? Now I can't.
yeah, there's lots of
Catholic Church.
yeah, but there's lots of things that are to learn. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to start saying things publicly, and because everyone is on a learning journey, on a learning path, and then on an expansion. My goal is to expand the conscious awareness, for people. So whatever you're ready to learn, I'm willing to talk about. Right. So let's
Okay.
start where we're going, where we are. And I like we can have these little small talks every now and then, but don't let that lose track of your sight ahead, because some people they dive deep into these areas, they go down the rabbit hole, and it causes an influx of energy they can't handle, they're not ready for. So if you discover things that shift your whole life, and you find out truths about things you never knew, it's going to cause some cognitive dissonance. And I've gone through this for years, and people always ask me, how do you handle that? Because I tried it for a year. It really messed me up emotionally. I didn't know what to do with mankind. I found out about what's happening with the underground stuff, the dark underground, and there's it can stress people out, and then they don't stop searching, and they forget about their personal growth, they forget about their marriage, they forget about their children, they forget about their health, and they're so focused on that, they get depressed. So you got to be very careful, develop your strength.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just giving you a warning now that you're now going through this, and you're going to find out more. The algorithms are going to start coming to you. Just maintain your awareness. Okay.
Yeah, I was getting worried the other day that I'm too much into this.
Yeah. So just take it easy, but don't forget about it, because then you become mindless, and you become like the guru that just stays under the tree or under the cave that teaches one way. And there's people in this world that know so many ways, right? It's not just one way. There's not just one path. There's so many things, so many ways. It depends what's your purpose, right? If your purpose is just to sit in a cave, if your purpose is just for church, if your purpose is just for health, but I like to say a mind, body, spirit connection, where you're opening and expanding your mind to all levels. Have a life review now, because my near death experience was just one scene. And then when I came back, my scene expanded, and I'm like, whoa, now I know about this whole other side of the world that I didn't know. So God gives you what you're ready for. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep going, keep growing,
Okay.
and take away from what we did in the first 45 minutes, and really take it into account into tonight. And then what I'll do is I could add 30 minutes into our next session, because I want you to stay in this, growth.
Can
Um,
you send me this video that
Absolutely. And this is
yeah.
really knowledgeable, and it's going to be able to help people as well. So I have my recordings of some coaching that I do. You could go ahead and watch those for free on my YouTube channel. They're accessible to everybody. And yeah, unless it's like private, where we're talking about like some inner child traumas and really bad things, that I don't publicize, but this general stuff is publicized. Just those meaningful deep things I would respect, and I don't share those kind of things.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I reached a point where I felt like the Bible was very shallow for me.
yeah,
I couldn't
wow,
take it anymore.
that's crazy. But don't leave. So don't you got to separate the Bible from God. God's separate. The Bible is not God. So at least you're growing your consciousness in that sense, and just keep seeking and learning and growing. There's thousands of Bibles, man. Man didn't sit there like it says in the Bible that someone was writing it down word for word. No, and then it just makes you think and realize that, yeah, that's common sense. You know, it just, all I do, I don't stick to one teaching. I just keep learning. That's it. I just keep growing.
Yeah, because even that story of the Garden of Eden,
Yeah, that was crazy.
I usually feel like it's how we explain to our babies how a baby is formed.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt like that story, it's like it brings us, it's like we are babies being told these kind of stories. Like
Yeah.
we can't take expanded knowledge.
Oh
So
man.
when I read it, I'm like, no, no, no.
We have DNA from, see, I avoid to talk about certain things. We are not just what we think we are, right? We have other DNAs, we have other awarenesses. We're not just from monkeys. That whole theory and idea is not how it happened. Um, yeah. So what I'm not the scientist, right? I'm not the teacher of these things. I just experience them, right? So I'm not
Yeah.
the teacher. I'll tell you where to go to watch the full things, but that's why I just kind of I learn enough to expand myself and to talk about it with others, but I'm not the master at that, right? I do what I do, and I hope it's helping you, and I hope it's serving you at least.
It's helping me. It's helping me, and I don't feel like it was just a coincidence that I resonated with you, because I've listened to a lot of other people and they say they do teachings, but I chose you for a reason.
I appreciate that, and it's special because even although people say that each person is unique and divine and they have their own connection, and that's the connection that people need. And if I can create connections like this, imagine what you can create, right?
Yeah.
I knew there was a connection missing, and I wanted to connect with the world. I wanted to connect with people, and it's in you, right? Why aren't other people doing that, right? So that connection, I'm glad that you came to me from that connection. That was the whole point, you know.
Yeah,
And
because I'm wondering, when I think if everybody would want to wake up, because it sounds like we are asleep. We need to all wake up. If we wake up, the world will be different.
you just keep keeping this beautiful smile on your face and keep growing, keep learning, and don't be scared of getting upset or sad. That's what people are worried about. Don't worry about getting anxiety or depression or stress. Everybody gets it. We're in this physical world, and that's what the challenge is, that God is already aware of. God knows it's hard. Earth is tough,
Mhm.
so you would not be any different. You're just like everybody else, and don't blame yourself, don't beat yourself up, don't be hurt, and just be like, I'm the awareness and I understand that this hurts right now. I'm sad. It's okay. I'm sad. You go ahead, cry. It's okay. But don't stay there for long, because you're the awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing we're trying. It's just, nobody said it was gonna be easy, you know?
Yeah. But I'm happy that I'm able to pull myself back and just
Yeah.
be aware of be aware
Step
of
by
what is
step.
going on and just observe it
Yeah,
and let it go if it wants to, and
absolutely.
if it wants to stay a little bit.
You see how you're becoming already in 2 days, your the belief in yourself, the trust in yourself, this needs to stick. So do these steps with your 5 amazing commands and demands, and just stick to this. Listen to the hypnosis. And when I see you tomorrow, we'll schedule what time. What time works for you?
Tomorrow is when? Tomorrow is Monday.
Yes,
Tomorrow my time will be 8 to 9.
your time. Okay, so that's going to be 7 p.m. Okay, perfect. So I will send that to you.
Okay.
I'll send that to you, and let's do that. Let me just schedule that now. So tomorrow is the 1st and 7 p.m. Okay. And that's done. Okay. And now I'm going to share this with you on WhatsApp right now. And we're good. Let's just follow this procedure. Everything's a procedure. Life is a procedure. Once you realize this, you'll see that without these steps, day 1 and day 2, you couldn't have got to day 3 or day 4. Common sense, right? We can't just imagine a therapist and a healer just focusing on your health, but deep down, there's so many other areas. You could be the most unhappy woman, but the most healthy woman, right?
That's true, yeah. I
Yeah,
was a healthy at some point, very healthy.
yeah.
I had 6 packs.
Oh, wow. So look, so now that you're doing a mind body spirit connection, no matter,
Yeah.
you're staying ahead of yourself now. You won't allow yourself to backtrack in different areas. You'll just keep up to date with a lot of things. Look him up. Look up Yaqui Awakening. Yaqui Awakening. He's another amazing African man, and Yaqui Awakening. Uh, Yahki. You just verbally search it. When you touch the search thing, say Yaqui Awakening, and 19 keys, 19 keys. But I have hundreds of others. Okay, so 19 keys. That's third person, and then Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Okay. I think Dr. Wayne Dyer,
You've heard?
I've heard of, I don't know if I've listened to him, but I've heard, it sounds very familiar.
Okay, so Dr. Wayne Dyer, 101 Ways to Transform Your Life, is a beautiful guided meditation that you could use it as a guided meditation for your day, just to keep you uh, focusing and
Yeah,
aware. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So I want you to have a blessed night. Tonight's going to be an amazing night because now you have this power. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I promise you I'm gonna work very hard.
Okay, good. Because time and energy is invaluable, right? It's very important. And once you harness it well, then you could start to manipulate energy properly, right? When you know how to use your time better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because then you're not going to forget about yourself. You're going to be doing all the house things, you're going to do the kid things, you're going to do the husband things, all the things, because now you're you know how to use your energy. Okay. All right. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow evening. And I'm looking forward to hearing tomorrow morning about how you did it, and how your night was, and how your morning was. Tomorrow afternoon, let me know before our call. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
You're very welcome. Okay. We'll take this step by step. All
Bye.
right. Okay. Bye. Ciao.